It's my fanfic.
Better not steal any ideas for my fanfic. No, I'm pretty sure
don't
that won't.
Don't forget my self-insert original character.
Do not steal.
Your self-insert character is Ezreal. It's not gonna work.
How did you know?
G. I wonder.
I'm at a bit of a loss. How did you guess? That's pretty smart.
Why is there a Teemo ban? Oh, and remember, Verviticus is... Hang
Why
on.
wouldn't there be a Teemo
Just a
ban?
minute. Nope had to go over their time last week. And they didn't field their primaries, so they only get one ban this week. That's why they're banning the Teemo ban.
But what if the other team wants to play Teemo?
Pretty sure nobody wants to play Teemo.
Hashtag ban Teemo. I could get behind it. What are these bans? Who bans Jax? Who does that? Seriously, like who goes into
Hang
the
on.
4.5 game and they're like, oh, I'm a ban Jax. I wet my pants when I see a Jax player. I don't want to play against Jax. I would rather play against Master Yi and LeBlanc and Lucian than play against Jax. All day. I would rather play against Evelyn than play against Jax. Uh-oh. What happened, man?
They were only get one ban, and they banned Teemo, and then they accidentally banned Vi.
Oh.
Oh, they only get one ban?
They only get one ban because they went over their time last week that they needed to pull a team together.
So they can't just be considered joke bans?
No, because apparently the Teemo ban was, like, legit.
Fucking goons, man. So what? You were like, that's just a joke ban, right? We can go around that. And they're like, no, that was our real ban. That's some good shit right there, man.
And yeah, they banned. Hang on a second. Okay, it should let us start here in a sec. Alright. Now, they only get one ban. The reason why DR is banning Jax is because Verviticus is a fucking nightmare with Jax. Every game he's gotten Jax, he's dominated top. To be fair, any game he's had, he's been pretty dominant in top lane. He's very, very good. But
Leviticus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got schooled pretty bad by some guy in chat. He's like, "Oh, he's fucking good and shit, man. You new blood."
yeah,
I
he's
guess it makes sense in that context. I could see a diamond level target ban.
yeah.
I used to do that.
Banning Jax is a good idea. Jax, I mean, it's not gonna. I feel like it's not gonna really stop Verviticus because he's one of those guys that's got like the really good.
A really big stable.
Yeah, like he's got more than 3 champions, to
All
play
diamond
as.
players do, except Dyrus. Not Dyrus. Who's the guy who only plays like 3 champs?
Skara.
The Aurelia guy.
Oh,
Not Scar.
Oh, Wicked.
Void Boy.
Wicked.
Boy. Is it Wicked?
Boy has a lot of chances.
Yeah, Voidboy has a shitload of champs.
that's
Wicked's
right, it's
the one.
Wicked. He played like Aurelia, Jace, and like one other thing, and then like he's like, all right, guys, you banned me out. I'm done. And then they just lose the game because they banned the shit out of him.
Yeah,
It's a good thing we started early because guess what? Oh, Jesus Christ. Legendary Cake has DC'd, so they're working on getting
Can
it
we
back
seriously please joke ban too, so I have to wait like a minute?
in. Yes.
See, that's what I suggested,
Okay.
and then they're
Ban
like, no,
Urgot-
Teemo's a serious ban.
Ban
We
Urgot
gotta
and
start this
Hecarim.
over.
Nobody's going to play
Urgot
them.
and Hecarim? Okay.
Yes, because nobody's going to play Urgot or Hecarim.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Just so we don't have to wait. I like that idea because it's really we don't want to sit here and wait for a whole nother minute in between bans. It's just silly. We get this shit started. Cake, what?
But I totally can see the Jax band coming out. I used to do that. We'd play Goommans and like you'd have that one guy who was like the diamond player that we'd only invite like once a month or whatever. But whenever he came, everybody's just like, "Oh my God, it's the fucking Donger Whisperer. We better ban out fucking Heimerdinger. We're gonna get wrecked."
Well, it was like when playing with Tenetta for a long time. You could tell when he got pissed off.
Yeah,
he was the one that started off playing the Heimerdinger and went like 23 and zip.
Dude was a Donger Whisperer, man. It was unreal. That's the old Donger too.
His scary champion ended up being Nasus. You can always tell if Tenetta.
The height of the buffs, dude. Nasus was fucking spooky.
He's still really good, but it got really nasty when he's like, you can tell when Tenetta is playing serious because all he plays was like if he didn't say anything and then insta lock Nasus, it's like, oh shit, it's tryhard mode. Time to swap. Time to put 2 top against him, and then he would still get wrecked.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah. Oh god.
My internet's being kind of shitty. I might not be able to watch the stream and commentate bands.
Alright, so we're in here in Game 1 of the Kraken Cup, and we have the legendary blue team versus the formidable purple team in a battle to the duel to see who can take each other's nexuses first.
Battle to the duel?
Bond. Yes, the battle to the duel. Battle to the duel.
Is that like word to your mother?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm Mr.Fahrenheit, and we're joining us today is Phelan. We're going to be, Bond, Entity. We're going to be casting for you guys.
No, dude, I'm just call me the D. It's cool. I'm just
the D. Oh my god, shut up.
You can call me Deep Throat.
Oh boy. Was this a good idea, Fahrenheit?
Bond is fine.
Yeah. I always like having more people. Like that one time we had like 6 people casting, but 2 of them had to do only completely positive casting.
I love the Hecarim and the Urgot bands. They're definitely targeted at Wrath, who's their best player.
I think they're definitely targeted at the timer between bands, to be honest. Jax, Thresh, Nasus bands. I like the Thresh ban. I mean, I hate it when Thresh gets banned, because that means I don't have a chance at playing Thresh. But Sir Elris sometimes plays support for them. And his one of his big champs is Thresh and Leona. But I think he prefers Thresh these days. Jax, obviously a target ban against Raviticus. The Nasus ban, though, I think that might be
the same thing.
I think it's a strat ban, to be honest. I think they banned Nasus because there's something that is core to their team that Nasus either helps shut down or helps counter. And I'm not entirely sure what that could be.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you ban Thresh if you want to pick Leona.
Yeah, that's true too.
But then the Janna Insta-lock kind of, you know, like why pick Leona? You're never going to get anything. Mid.
But wait, no, didn't they gut her AP ratios?
Yeah, they're not as good. She's not as...
They gutted AP Lulu's ratios. Or no, they gutted her base damage. Then you still see her.
I know, like, Janna got nerfs to her damage ratios and got all those utility ratios, which pigeonholed her into support, I think.
Well, we've got we'll see how this all forms up, but it looks like we've got Lissandra and Jinx picks to go with the Janna. But Purple Team has picked up the Nidalee, Caitlyn, and they're hovering over Nami and Xin Zhao picks. Now, the Xin Zhao pick is interesting because the new Feral Flare supposedly helps him out a little bit, but it's, I don't know if Xin Zhao is really, like, making his comeback. I don't know if that item is going to be enough. We'll have to see.
Really, that, like, the blue team's disengage is looking to be pretty bad, and Xin brings a great, a great amount of stickiness for purple team, and he'll be this big slab of soft CC. Hopefully he'll be tanky and doesn't buy a ghost blade or anything, so that Nidalee could just throw spears into over his back. Assuming Nidalee builds damage. I don't know what to assume. I've never done this before. Nami's their AD carry, right? What kind of team strat am I looking at here?
Pretty sure that's Nami top.
Oh, okay.
No,
Tommy?
that's definitely mid. That's definitely mid Nidalee and Nami Kate bot.
I really hope they lock in the lizard. What is it? No, he's not a lizard. What's his name?
Scorpion.
Damn it! Hold on. No, don't tell me.
Alligator.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Skarner. I had to move my mouse over him, but I remembered. Skarner. He used to be good before they, you know, gutted his ult or whatever.
Well, I think he's still good. He's just no longer the old broken bullshit that he was with the permaslows. I think he's just got a new gimmick now, and a lot of people like the old gimmick. I don't know many people who play Skarner except for Cervades. Tanetta played him, and I think there's one other guy. I think Bolt played him a little bit, maybe. I don't know. There's only a handful of goons I know that were really big into playing Skarner, and for what they told me is that they don't like the new one because he doesn't have permaslow, but not that the new one was bad.
My favorite Skarner build was the AP top one. It was so funny when it worked.
Well, the final teams round out with Nope's lineup consisting of Janna, Lissandra, Jinx, Skarner, and Pantheon, where the Desert Raider team ends up with Nidalee, Caitlyn, Xin Zhao, Nami, and Darius. You know, based purely on what we have for teams here, I'm going to give this to Nope. Because they seem to have a lot more crowd control and a lot more ways to get picks or make quick assassin plays and stuff like that. And it's going to be very difficult for Purple Team to engage onto Blue Team. Like, they've got a good, well-rounded team, but Xin Zhao has to get into the mix, and so does Darius. And it's really hard to do that when the enemy team is a Janna. Doubly hard when you try to dive a Lissandra, who just ice rings you, walks away, or can do the little ground teleport thing to get away. I just feel like this is going to wind up being really sloggy. I think Purple Team's going to have to take a really early lead, and then they're going to have to try to just shove as much as they can.
Well, they've got a team for shoving, if there is one.
I don't know about that. I mean, they've got
a lot of siege.
They've got Caitlyn, they've got Nidalee. I don't really think Darius is enough front line, because Xin Zhao might be, but you have to build Xin Zhao kind of beefy, where Pantheon doesn't have to build beefy, and Skarner just naturally builds beefy.
What I see is Janna for the disengage, which is good, because their only real engage is going to be Xin Zhao, or maybe Legendary Cake if he decides to get a little bit weird with it and do the flash pull thing that Darius's are kind of want to do. Where in the meantime, we're kind of looking at the whole Nidalee plus 4 filler champs versus Chinese levels of engage. And I quite strongly favor the high engage team. I really do. I think it'll be stronger. Because all Nidalee has to do is turn into a blue icicle, and then you just kind of, you break it. Is it? Is it? Just like sick Jinx onto the icicle. Is it? Is that easy? Or Darius can get hilariously fed top and just, go 20 or 1, whatever. I don't know how this shit works.
I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know about I don't know. See, I'm used to seeing Pantheon jungle these days, so it's going to be interesting just watching the Pantheon top against Darius.
His ult changes are pretty cool.
Well, what I think about when I think Darius is really strong against those champs. I mean, he doesn't have a CC, but he does have something to kind of force people to fight him with the little hook and the slow, and the bleeds will do a pretty appreciable amount of damage, provided there was some long-term fighting going on.
See, what I really wanted to see here, especially with the Jax and the Nasus ban, is that, in my experience, whenever you have to ban a pocket Jax for that, one guy who's like the Jax player, there's always, it's kind of the horror story. It's like, oh, you ban Jax, but then all of a sudden, it's almost like out of the Black Lagoon. You see him fucking insta-lock singed, and all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, you see, this 3-0 singed, rocking the vamp, the freaking revolver rush and just wrecking whatever top.
Yeah, it's
the
like
Singed Whisper.
It's like we banned Jax and they took Singed, and after the game was over, we were really, really wishing, you know what? In hindsight, we would have rather dealt with Jax.
Yeah, it's like Shy all over again from the championships. Oh, you're gonna ban Jax? Okay, I'm gonna go spell vamp Singed and completely dump on your mid lane.
That was correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that Shy's first actual straight up game in a LAN setting? He had just gotten with the team and that was his first tournament game.
Maybe, but he was playing top, which is the role least dependent on teamwork, and really just requires. Yeah, he 1v2. That was his big thing. Shy 1v2 people as Jax. And then he wrecked people as Singed.
Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else, because there was one guy whose very first LAN setting game was Worlds, and he wound up like insta-locking Jax, or not Jax, but insta-locking Singed top, and people were like, "What the hell?" And they turned around and won the game, and he played a hell of a Singed, and everyone was like looking around like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, if you really had to put a player who had no experience working with your team, like you can't exactly, you know, like that first day synergy is cool and all. You can be like, all right, this is what we do, this is what we're gonna play. But I mean, like, were you watching the LCS earlier? You can't set up that Thresh into Rise Flash, killing their Fed AP carry to win the team fight. Like that kind of teamwork doesn't happen in one day's worth of thing. Now, on the other hand, you could just be like, all right, you're super fucking good. Insta-lock Singe, just, you know, whatever, do your thing. We'll let you know if we're going to team fight.
It's funny because I believe they interviewed him after the games were over, and they asked him, like, what were you thinking insta-locking Singed? Wasn't that a risk? He's like, yeah, it was a risk, but my team tells me, like, if at the very end of the day you don't know what to pick, because the teams, like, they like put that emphasis on the player to tell them what they can bring to the team. They don't go in saying, all right, these are the champions we're all going to play. They say, we need a champion for this, or we need somebody who can push, or we need somebody who's dangerous. And he said, if you don't know at the end of the day who to pick, then pick somebody you're comfortable with. And I believe that's what caused him to pick Singed, because he didn't know who to pick. And he wasn't panicking. He was just like, all right, I don't know who I want to pick, but I know who I can pick.
Yet?
Yep, we're loaded in, so
Okay.
you can join up.
Just making sure.
It was something, and maybe it was something along those lines. Maybe I'm misremembering it, but I think he even said that it was a comfort pick because he was nervous.
Oh,
sweet
this is
for
my
us,
favorite part. Oosh, we're in the game. You're in the game. I'm not. My computer sucks.
Well, we're not looking at much happening right now, unfortunately.
5 seconds later, pause. What happened? Oh, someone disconnected. You know.
Darius and Pantheon are slapping each other.
Yeah.
Rip and load video game. The stream has the freaking rift. Come on, like really.
Verve is really touching Darius right there. And this is what I was talking about before, is that Darius has a really easy time with people who can't sustain through his bullshit. He was a really good counter against Aurelia, who had to kill minions to really to hit things to get her health back. But she has to go into the minions, and every time she did, she could eat an axe and a melee attack or something like that. And eventually, she would lose trades just based purely off of his bleed. I think that was a long time ago, though, and Darius's bleed is not as good as it used to be. Kind of like how they completely removed Draven's bleed, and they replaced it.
Bullshit, man. He was so fun when you could 1v2 effortlessly by just running at them. That was my favorite.
He's arguably just as strong, because the first time he gets a kill, he can go from nothing to BF sword alarmingly fast. In fact, during one of the World Championship games, they had a guy who killed somebody with Draven and ended up getting like 3k bonus gold from it. So he came back to lane, cash money, bought a Bloodthirster or something like that, with like nothing else up. It was funny.
Cash money, big money thing buys. Big money thing, big cash money buys. My favorite. Alright, what the fuck? I'm still in the loading screen. Okay, here we go. Whoa, wow. Hey. And it is a comfortable 2 minutes and 32, 34, 37, 46 seconds into the game. How are you doing?
Yeah. So does Darius's bleed go through Pantheon shield?
Yes. It won't pop
Ooh.
it. Yeah. So if he gets too many of those stacked up onto him, it could hurt. And it looks like bot lane's having a hard time. Jinx got some good FaceTime with her machine gun open, did a lot of damage to Caitlyn, which is curious. It caused Caitlyn to lose the barrier, but that's not a good place for Caitlyn to be. Caitlyn kind of needs a life lead to really help poke with.
Yeah, her whole thing is getting ahead of it and poking down the other champion.
Space
Yeah,
Viking
like Jinx get close.
trying to use his best Nami bounces, but they took level 2.
I see the Zen gank. Oh, I love this. I love this.
It's coming mid,
but she's
but
too safe. Oh, I love the spear. I got a gush about how good the spear was.
my directed camera is really, really focused on bot lane right now.
He went for the gank, and Zim went straight for Lysandra, and Lysandra I'm gonna E away, and Italy completely ignores Lysandra and preemptively chucks the spear to where Lysandra's gonna be, and he lands like a max range spear on Lysandra. It was so beautiful. I was like, damn, it was good. It was good, man. I got nothing else to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed that my camera didn't watch it. We really need like a second cameraman.
Cletus
Kitty Cletus is so dead. Oh wow. Oh, so close. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly.
Kitty
He's gonna
Cletus with the kitty clutch.
He's gonna miss some CS because he cannot stay here.
No, he definitely can't, and he lost his flash. That means
We're staying.
Oh, Zin's here. Maybe they're trying something. I'm not sure what they think they can do. The stick's low, but stick's not low enough to where Xin Zhao and Caitlyn could stay and burst it before dying. Ooh, and Nidalee is getting caught here, and here comes Skarner. Is it going to be enough? Servades? No. How did that spear miss?
The spear's hitbox is weird nowadays, man.
I guess.
I've seen some weird spear whiffs like this last week. I've seen some stuff that's like, wow, that whiffed. Back in the old days, Nidalee's old hitbox for the spear was like essence flux.
It needed
big.
its own zip
You know
code.
what I mean?
Yeah, it was huge.
It was like your mama fat, dude. It was fucking obese.
You've
Nowadays,
been, you have been waiting to use that joke, haven't you?
no, I haven't. It's just not funny. That's all. It seems tacky, but really, no. I'm just good at really bad jokes, I guess.
See, and you said you said you didn't want the freak box.
I hate you. See, now that was funny because I made fun of myself for the point of the joke. That's delightfully self-aware.
It looks like Forbiticus has started to win trades with Legendary Cake. Now the cake is low.
Yeah,
there's that spear.
There's one thing that Pantheon can poke on the turret. Oh dear.
I love this gank top. I want to see. Okay, I'm excited. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh god. Somebody's going to clown jail.
Bad gank.
Nope, nothing. That's it.
They couldn't have just waited a sec.
Well, they got a flash.
Why though? Why did they get a flash? Skarner's not sticky yet. He's level 4.
5.
He had 5 after the gank.
Well, maybe they didn't know that he was level 6. It's hard to tell. I didn't
become a cat.
Ooh. Max range Nid Spears. Lysandra's having a hard time against this Nidalee. I mean, the only time they were even remotely threatened was when, oh god, they're going to try it again. Can they make the play? Oh, they can make the play. Wow, well, nope, Surf dead.
Flash comes in a little late, and Darius takes the 1-for-1.
Yeah, that's
nice play. Especially considering he was acting like a total wuss and be like, oh no, it's level 4 Skarner gank, I better blow my flash. Admirably played.
It's really nice to know that he hit 6 in between those ganks. So when he came through, he was just like, you know what, fuck it, YOLO, we're going to ult and see who we hit. And then he managed to actually get enough damage down that the turret got him. And more importantly...
the minion block ruined Skarner. He could have flashed out. I don't know why he didn't.
He flashed out a little too early because the minions kept him from running away. But that's good, because that means now that Skarner is down a flash, Skarner flash ult is very dangerous, kind of like Galio flash ult. But if he doesn't have the flash, then he can't flash ult. So
I'll tell you what's really bad. Skarner got the kill, which means that Skarner got almost a full level's worth of experience for that, even though he died. Which means he's going to hit 6 pretty quick.
Yeah, that's going to get really ugly because the last thing...
look at him. His EXP bar is almost maxed. He got a whole buttload from killing that level 6 Darius.
Oh, that's
wait, no, he didn't kill the Darius. The,
Ooh. Wow, and Caitlyn jumps back into that. I don't think that's a good idea because Caitlyn's flash is still down.
Kill her, but...
No. Yes, bot lane, the bastion of good decisions in Goonland.
Says the bot main.
Catbug?
Hey, shut up.
Catbug worked, alright? It worked once. We've just played it wrong. You can't play support Rengar, you have to play support Kha'Zix. Anyway, back in the game, we're only 8 minutes in, the gold counters are only about $500 apart from each other. That's not a whole lot. The CS leads are definitely shaping up. I mean, obviously...
yeah.
Oh, there's a nice little fight going on up top, but I don't know if Forbiticus can finish that fight. I don't know if he...
Yeah, there's a pretty big CS lead bottom, about 20.
Well, and that makes sense because Caitlyn got forced out for a little bit. Even though Caitlyn hasn't died, getting forced out and having to go back is mega shitty. Good disengage by Jana. Now is Cake going to be able to finish this off? I think he's looking like he wants to. Oh, that crit! He should have done it a little earlier. Kitty Cletus is also going to go down due to the disabled by bug feature. Ooh, that's a double.
Well, across the map double.
I still really want to mention that the warding is really good in this game. Every time you kind of get the directed camera pan to the jungler, you see him not only walking through his own team's ward, but the enemy team's ward as well. I'm just seeing really good jungle vision all around, and the fact that really sloppy plays are being made despite that gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, everyone can fuck up. Most of Nope are diamond, or they play at a platinum or diamond level at some point. So
or they're told to do things by those players.
Yeah.
That Skarner is auto-attacking very fast.
Dragon no longer slows you when
I know,
you.
but his base attack speed's still pretty quick. Maybe does he have some attack speed runes or something? He was attacking fast.
It's entirely possible he has attack speed runes, but I'm under the impression that one of his abilities now gives him increased attack speed.
And attack speed runes are like the next big thing with jungling, apparently.
It's definitely a really good thing for bot lane that Jinx and Janna won so thoroughly, especially because they ran Amulet. Caitlyn and Nami certainly had a very real opportunity to just dump on that lane, but now that it's pretty much over, they can just kind of rake in the gold for quite some time.
Yeah, they've been on the back foot because they lost the 1-2 engage. Jinx and...
Which shouldn't happen.
Well, Jinx
Caitlyn. That's not a good matchup early game for Jinx. You can't be.
Yeah. It's a CSing thing, and that's the problem is that it comes down to one CS. If they get good engage
coming in on Nid.
Well, we're gonna use the term engage kind of loosely. It was kind of a slap box.
She's gonna sustain that back up with her spells.
Ooh, Cake
is winning pretty well, mid.
Cake is actually going in on the level 9 Verviticus. I don't know if I would fight a Pantheon who's got a level 1.5.
That's really good chompers down bot lane.
Yeah, but it's still going to wind up a double, it looks like. Oh, maybe not.
The chompers are the people who are getting a double. Oh! Nice. Stick, you're not strong enough for this. Oh my god. Never mind. I just ate my words. I don't know why you thought that, because that was like a textbook dive.
I greatly...
Spooky Skarner pops out of the jungle. But then, the double, so whatever. Oh, here we go.
No, zombie. Zombie.
Man drop him. Man drop him. Spear
Doesn't have to.
Baby. Sexy Mantheon with the red buff.
Red buff, and he's going to come back and get a...
Spear apply red buff, and then all of his problems will be fixed, and he'll be perfectly good.
I think his spear does apply on hits now, doesn't it? The throne one?
No, there's no way.
It can crit.
Yeah, that's different though. That's like a ability thing. Like, that's part of his Heartseeker strike.
Yeah, but typically most abilities that can crit can also get stuff applied.
All right, come on, dude. We both know that is like case by case. That's case by case as hell. Gangplank, Ezreal. Oh, Cannon's bullshit.
I guess we could just mouse over it and find out. Doesn't say anything about applying on hits. Yep.
Or critting.
No, Heartseeker Strike talks about critting.
Heartseeker Strike.
All his abilities and auto attacks will crit if they're below 15 HP. Which is something he's had since the beginning of the time. Beginning of the time. God, my wordplay is just fantastic today.
Yep. Yeah, he's had that. That hasn't changed. The only real significant changes to Pantheon's kit have been the range of his drop and the...
All right, if I could take a step back and kind of look at the overall plot for what teams need to do to win. Bot teams just taking the bottom turret, so their immediate priority should be to just go straight to mid and push down the tower. Nidalee is by no means a strong counter pusher, and with a 4 mid, that should be a very easy take. Bot lane, on the contrast, doesn't have to worry about Dragon, so they should be shoving bot and warning their bottom jungle and trying to punish blue team strongly for taking that mid tower, or just going to defend the mid tower since they're behind, while leaving their AD carry to freeze the lane and free farm bot. But that's okay, because neither of them can hear me and they're just going to do whatever. But that's what I think should happen. Back to you, Fahrenheit.
I think you're right. I think it's not even 15 minutes in. They're already 4K-ish, almost 5K gold behind. That's a lot these days. It's not like old... and Verve might... No, Verve is fine. But the main thing here is that top lane is getting, like, it's hemorrhaging bad. They're going to wind up losing this turret. They're going to probably wind up losing
Darius,
two.
Darius, he's cool when he's ahead, but if he's not, it's not a big deal. I'm not worried about top lane. Except maybe Pantheon getting a little scary.
That's what I'm talking about, is that if Pantheon starts getting scary, he's going to start dropping. And if they can start taking kills, these aren't like your typical goons. They're going to start, like, if they get a kill, they're going to take an objective with it. I mean, they had a double kill down bot, took a tower. I mean, they've been on point on the dragons.
They need to, jump on Jinx's shit, right now.
Oh, it looks like they're jumping up top, which is...
turns this around.
A really
sort
good
of.
frag on Pantheon. Definitely good that they prioritized him, because he's the damage threat.
Janna and Skarner are both up there. That's gonna...
Lissandra blew her ult immediately.
You know, if they know Janna's up there, they should turn around and dunk the shit out of Jinx right now while she's alone. But, too late.
I don't know if they can.
Yeah, they took way too much damage. They should have as soon as they saw Janna. They didn't have wards in there, so there's no way for them to have... Oh, they got one ward. They might have been able to see her. But if they had seen her, they needed to turn around and just go right then.
To be gone like yesterday, especially because Jinx is soloing the bot lane.
Oh, dear. Can Wrath get out?
They are going big.
No.
They are going big.
Wrath is not
nice
getting
flash. Nice flash.
Oh,
Jinx almost gets hit.
scumbag Jinx ult.
I mean, giving Jinx a bunch of extra gold is not a bad thing for a team.
No. She scales just as hard as Vayne does, I feel.
Well, yeah, she's
got
one of the hyper
Bit
carries.
of a pause coming out. Maybe there's a DC. Legendary Cake has been complaining about connection issues. He had that disconnect earlier in the game. We're going to take 5 minutes, or however long this is going to take, to talk about the gold lead. I mean, we were talking before, they had like a 5K gold lead. It's a little bit more than 5K now. It's almost 5.5. What Red Team needs to do right now is they need to let Caitlyn try to farm on her own and try to prevent...
Hey, I tabbed out. Why the game paused? Oh, never mind. It's unpausing?
Yeah, it's unpausing.
I didn't say anything. I was watching the game with enraptured attention the whole time. I love you, Nope. You're the best. You're my favorite.
We got a little bit of a siege coming up mid.
Mid.
Yeah, now the Jinx has already
The
done
Jinx
it.
pull.
Ooh, that
Jinx
may not be
pull.
good. Really good engage is
love
coming
it,
down.
love
Ooh,
It's so
Nice.
now can they follow up?
Taking notes on how to play the Caitlyn.
Can they
Teaching
do it?
nothing about the ult.
Not. Hi, Pantheon.
Oh my god.
That's
Play
some
of the
good
week.
shit right there. I want that shit on multicam. Oh my.
Oh god, give him the
lord.
penna. Give him the penna. Wrath, don't be a dick. No.
It's not to be. It's still
No,
very
he couldn't
pretty
do it.
though.
The
He had to go for it.
the triple Pantheon man drop. That's an MVP.
That was almost as good as the Quadra Pantheon man drop I experienced last week in ranked, man. That was some
They
good
gave
shit
Nid a
right
good
there.
amount of gold,
Did they
though.
buff that shit? No, they just dropped a cooldown on it, so actually hitting it is a real thing now.
Yeah, it's
But I would like to say that Lissandra landed a really nice 3-man W,
to
which
keep
kept
him.
them in place to hit that. It was really good play on their part.
Yeah, the
And
ring
they're
of-
definitely deserving their win.
What is that? The
winning
ring of
position.
ice? I think that's what it's called. Ring of ice.
Stick,
Just
stick,
just
don't
put
do
your
this.
put your mouse
Go away.
over it. That
Run,
seems to solve
stick,
most
run.
of our problems.
I don't think Stick has to worry. Yeah, Stick has a
Yeah, it's called Ring of Frost or whatever. That thing. The
Yeah.
CC.
Stick
The
doesn't.
CC move.
Stick only
the
had to
die-
worry
the die
if Nami had landed bubble.
Yeah,
That's the
if
only
Nami
thing.
had hit a bubble or an ult.
Pedal to the middle, baby. Here we go. Clutch Lissandra. Clutch Lissandra. Oh, never mind. She's just gonna eat spears.
Those
Okay.
spears are starting to hurt.
They got a turret out of that. A little bit of a consolation
I love
prize.
this Pantheon play. I never played Pantheon before, but he makes me want to play Pantheon.
They didn't get a turret. They got dragon. They got the other
No,
objective thing.
I said they're getting a little bit of a consolation prize, which is dragon.
They might be able to get the mid tower. Jinx is farming golems. If they concentrate and actually attack the tower. But, whatever.
There's
Nidalee
five of them.
poke
They
is
might be
good,
going
too.
for it.
Yeah, the
Pantheon's coming,
the
though.
problem
His
is
ultimate is up.
this
Ding,
5-man
ding, ding,
like
ding.
sieging setup they've got going on. This shit's not going to work unless you're ahead, because they're not. They're like, what does blue team lose if they
And
lose their
Jinx
mid
is getting
turret?
free farm, and they're gonna see them if they go through that river.
Yeah, This is not good, and I bet you
Nimbus
dollars to
actually got
donuts.
some pretty good
They can get
CS.
it.
So setting up the 5-man siege with her, having some fat gold bank to put on the damage isn't that bad of an idea.
Yeah, but the
considering how far behind they are.
The huge problem
Jinx
would have
has
been is that if you have all 5 of them right there, then all you were one Pantheon man drop and a Ring of Frost away from having your whole team aced again. And here comes the
That's
Pantheon
just the
coming
breaks,
in.
I guess.
Let's see if they can pull something else out of this. Nope. And another whiffed Jinx ult, although it should have hit. And that was fairly clean. They almost got Surveyes, but I don't know if attacking Skarner is really the person. I think I would go ahead and say that Pantheon's the target you want to kill if you can't get a hold of like Jinx.
Got
Oof.
a pretty good amount of armor and something
I
else.
like Lyssandra's build. The rushing the heavy MR mage item is definitely for the best. I don't really see a whole lot of. I don't see any MR other than the Mikhail's. So all of her base damage is just coming out full force.
Cup. Big Gulp has MR on it. Athene's Unholy Grail has MR.
Oh, I didn't see the gulp. Yeah.
Yep,
You're right.
That's what
Never
Nidalee's
mind.
got.
Kills.
Never
But
mind,
still,
Lysandra
Abyssal-
does no damage, and she should have rushed 5 death caps.
Abyssal Scepter is 20, reduces magic resist of
Yeah.
enemies by 20. So that's still pretty impressive. I think that's a really good item on Lysandra because she's like kind of a point blank wizard anyway. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, the magic resist on top of some ability power, on top of some shred, I think that's a really good pickup for her. Especially since you also have Skarner who wants to get up close and, he does primarily magic damage. So, I mean, there's some good synergy happening there. Especially since Skarner's got him some chilly mittens. Oh, that's not good. This might be a caught Xin Zhao. Is he going to be able to get away?
Nah, he's
yeah,
fine.
he's fine.
Nami doesn't have ult.
We're almost.
What I really want to see is I want to see Mantheon get the Randuins and then continue to build glass. And then I want to see Lysandra just go straight into, can't kill me mode. And I want them to just hard engage all game and then just take towers because they're so far ahead they can do it.
Yeah, when you're 10k gold ahead at 5 minutes, you can do whatever you damn well please. And see, look, the Nid Spear did a lot of damage to Stick, but, he's got a Bloodthirster. He's gonna get all that right back.
And their Nidalee's the only person who's reasonably fed, so everybody just, aside as a secondary thing, just everybody buy a Banshee's Veil and then ignore their team is a very real strat at this point in the game.
Yep, and they also have a lot of, not just crowd control, but they have a lot of area of effect crowd control that they can use to try to peel people away. Lysandra can root, and then if that's not enough, or if that's bad, oh god, Vikings toast. Rip.
That's a good catch. They should Baron. They should Baron right now, or they should take the inhibitor.
Well, they don't need to
I think
Baron.
they're going for the inhib.
I think they're going to rush the inhib because there's no reason to risk the Baron, and it would still be a risk because of that.
Oh,
Stick.
those spears are brutal.
Yeah, one Nid Spear can
What a
ruin your
good
day.
engage. I like it.
And here comes Pantheon, and that's all it takes.
That Pantheon dropped so quick now. I love it.
Is he going to be able to get away? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Verve is going to get away.
And Janna takes all of the abilities for him.
Oof. Nidalee still hurts. The only problem is that she's got to hurt a lot of people on their team to do anything, and it's
She's got to do all the damage.
yeah.
Unless Nidalee gets to full build, she only has half of a real item. She needs at least 2 good items and a void staff before she can start, really putting the team on her back with the single target shoutouts.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the game's going to last much longer. It looks like Blue Team opted to skip the Baron, and I don't know what happened there.
Nidalee's
You're right. They don't need it. It wouldn't hurt, but
They're too low.
It could hurt.
You could one shot one of them.
they're mostly building damage anyway, so it wouldn't be. Oh wow, that's a Nid Spear.
And that's a dead Nid.
Oh my lord, I'm
Yeah.
wet, dude. It's
You
so
don't
good.
do that to Pantheon.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
love Pantheon. I want to buy Pantheon now, dude. I'm so look at that guy.
I can't believe you've never played Pantheon.
He was really bad for a long time, so I never bought him.
Yeah, but Yi was always really bad for a long time. He's still
Yeah,
bad.
but there's a big difference in what you're trying to say here, and I'm not sure I like where you're going with this. And Pantheon doesn't work if you build 5 Zeals and a Wriggles, so I fail to see your point. 4 Zeals and a Wriggles, my apologies.
Yi doesn't really work with 5 Zeals and a Wriggles anymore either. Although if he gets Feral Flare,
He
it'll
used
probably
to.
hurt.
The new Yi is basically completely different from old Yi, and that he actually somewhat works if you get ahead. Unlike the old Yi, which still didn't really work because all of his skills were really clunky and it was very difficult to actually deal the damage.
The only reason you would pick Yi is because for some reason you didn't like Fiora, or more importantly,
that was a really good
what's his name
Lysandra
was banned.
ult.
That
These man drops are just getting comical.
can they fill it? Cake, can you do it? No, you can't.
No, not
He was trying to get in range to ult at least kill Stick, but I don't even think that was worth it. I think at this point this is going to be a game over situation. They're already going to lose an inhib if they don't push Nexus turrets, which they can do because they've got a wave coming. I'm not sure what red team is going to be able to do. Their best bet is to wait until their dudes come back up and then dunk somebody while they're low on health, like where they're at right now. But with the way they've been playing, they're not going to get caught by a random Nami bubble to start with. Their positioning is very, very good. I think that what it's going to take is somebody to screw up or them to get really cocky, or blue team to get really cocky, and just have like Jinx and Lysandra cut out of a fight as it starts, and then they're going to have to make a really good move. I mean, we've seen it before. The really close games when just one team fight can swing. Even the games that were like 10k gold to somebody else, you know, we've seen those games swing. But now it's 24 minutes in. They've got a 15k gold lead. Pretty sure we're looking at over.
That Skarner's very fast.
Yeah. So yeah. Whenever I was saying about like they need to make a pick, that's not what I meant. They needed to do that to the other team. And unfortunately, blue team is also really good about poaching the jungle. So every time they do get pushed out, and red team does have a chance to go and find some money, it's always gone. I mean, they've been taking the dragons even though they don't need it, just so that blue team doesn't or red team doesn't get it.
The extra gold doesn't hurt, and it's way less dangerous than Baron, which they might be heading for. Those Skarner's sitting here.
Is it too much to just ask for a super boring 3 inhib push? Because it's well within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Skarner's saving their bottom turret, or saving their wave of CS from their bottom turret.
You mean Skarner's farming his Infinity Edge?
Well,
that's what I would buy if I were in this video game.
Looks like he's going to get a Banshee's Veil. To be honest, he's had quite a bit of impact early. You know, I don't know what it is they really need to buy. I mean, they're so far ahead on money. I don't think it really matters. They just need to get items and get out there. Xin Zhao.
Everybody can just like forget whatever they were building and just rush the Banshee's Veil and just end. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Banshee's Veil helps against pretty much all of their engage as well.
No, he's just lagging a little bit.
Yeah, he's having some latency issues, it appears. It was rather unfortunate because having lag issues like that in a game like this, that only compounds the frustration. A little bit of poking, and here comes the engage. Ooh, the flash W and the ult. That's game. That's all it's going to take.
Yeah.
It's not game yet. Cooldown timers are still a little bit too short, but we're definitely going to see a bit of a final push here.
Jinx needs to get on. Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to defend your base when you don't have a carry.
Yeah. That's the game.
And what's really hurt red team is that they went too deep onto. You got to be careful around a Skarner. That ult is a game changer. You know.
What really got them screwed is that Pantheon won his lane, and Caitlyn didn't. That's it.
Yeah, I think it would be a very different game if Caitlyn had won the lane instead of Jinx. But
like I really feel that just Jinx should just get pooped on early game. Janna should not be strong enough to stop a Nami Caitlyn, especially with a Xin jungle. Xin could have totally snowballed bot lane for the better.
Yep. Well, that was game 1, and we've got a couple more coming up. So we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break while this goes on, and we'll see you guys in just a second.